So you're ready to buy your first home in the Loop in Houston, Texas. Today we're gonna go over what I call my quinfecta. Is that even a word? Probably not. You got trifecta, quadfecta, quinfecta. Either way, it's 5 things that I'm gonna tell you need to be on the look for when you're buying your first home in the Loop in Houston, Texas. By the way, if we haven't met yet, I'm Steven Kinne with the Kinne Group. We've been selling real estate for over 20 years in Houston and surrounding areas, from north to south, east to west, outside the Loop and inside the Loop. For anything real estate, we've got you covered. Now, let's get into my quinfecta of buying your first home in the Loop in Houston, Texas. Number 1 on my list is buying a freestanding property. What is freestanding? Freestanding means not connected to your next door neighbor. Townhomes, they have a wall connected. Condos usually have a floor or a ceiling connected. We want to be freestanding. Now, why do we want to be freestanding? The reason being is if you're connected to your neighbor, let's say your neighbor has a water leak. You've replaced your roof, they haven't. Water comes in, somehow, some way it gets into your house. Now you've got water damage, you've got a problem. You call your neighbor, hey, your roof leak caused damage in my house. Hey, sorry, I lost my job, I don't have any money. It's on you, brother. Then you're stuck holding the bag because your next door neighbor wasn't financially prepared. Maybe your next door neighbor, God forbid, this has happened before though, their house starts on fire. It starts your house on fire. Or even if it doesn't start your house on fire, the fire hose from the fire department gets in your house. Now your house is either burned or waterlogged. You get my point here. Get a freestanding unit if at all possible. Save yourself the headache. At the minimum, you paint your house. Your neighbor hasn't painted since 1986. Dingy versus beautiful. You get what I'm saying. Get yourself a freestanding home. The second item on my quinfecta of things to look for when buying your first home in the Loop in Houston, Texas, is the shared driveway. By all means, attempt to get yourself a private driveway. You got a driveway, you pull your car in, you pull your car out and leave. Now, what's a shared driveway? It's where a developer, because of the cost of land, it's very expensive to buy land in the Loop. They might buy a parcel of land with 1 house, 2 house, 3 house, 4 house, 5 house, 6 house, 7 house, 8 house with 1 driveway in the middle. Sounds good in theory. However, the guys in the front unit, frat bros, they're always having parties, friends up and down the block, blocking you from getting your home. Maybe neighbor 3 has a birthday party. Mom and dad are here, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, cars blocking your drive all day. How do you get to your car? Makes it very, very difficult. You don't want to have to plan your life around your neighbors. If you get your own private drive in and out, you're going to thank me for it later. The number 3 item on Steve's quinfecta of things to think about when buying your first home in the Loop: have a private backyard. You're going to want to have a private backyard. Hey, Steve, I don't want to go outside. I really don't need a private backyard. Well, I'll tell you this, for yourself and possibly, most likely for resale, your next buyer, when you go to sell it, is going to want that backyard. Why? I don't like to sunbathe. I'm not outside much. Well, most people are going to have a little puppy. You're going to a place where the dog can go out, use the restroom. Maybe you want to go out and have a cigar. Maybe you want to have a grill. Maybe you want to go out and lounge and read a book. At least having a little bit of backyard is going to be beneficial. It's going to help you on a resale. Besides, it's raining, it's winter, it's hot. You don't have to bundle up or get dressed to go outside, walk the dog down the street, waiting for Sparky to do his business. Regardless, make sure the home you're buying has at least somewhat of a small backyard, if not for you, for the next buyer of your home. Now, the number 4 item on my quinfecta is buy a 2-story home. Well, 1 story if you can afford it, get your money out. 2-story homes, you walk in on the first floor, you've got your living room, dining room, kitchen, etc., probably a half bath, and of course on the second level, your bedrooms, additional baths. A lot of these homes, especially in shared driveway communities, have 3 or 4 stories. It might sound good at 24, 25, 26, maybe 27, having that 3 or 4 story house. You got a rooftop deck, watching fireworks in downtown, 4th of July, New Year's, parties on the roof. I'll tell you this. Well, first of all, those roofs always start to leak. Those rooftop decks always start to leak, and before too long, you got water in your house, and you're like, what the heck? Secondarily, it's hot up there, and you're gonna get older, fatter, because you're in Houston eating fajitas all the time. But the main thing that happens is that you're gonna have family planning come into play. Sooner or later, you're gonna have that little one and realize that you don't want to be walking up 3 or 4 stories up and down all day, every day, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times per day. And you're going to call me and say, Steve, we shouldn't have done it. We got this 4-story. We haven't been on the 4-story in 3 years. We've got to sell our house. We got the babe. We're moving to the suburbs, or we're moving to a 1 or 2-story. It happens all the time. So think ahead. Are you going to need, and how long are you going to need that 3 and 4-story home? Probably not that long. It's cool for the moment. It's cool to go to a party. Make sure your friend buys a 4-story. Go party at their house. You stick to 2. And the number 5 item on Steve's quinfecta of buying your first home in the Loop is a non-stucco home. Stucco homes are all over the place. And you're like, Steve, why? They look so cool. They're contemporary, they're Mediterranean, they're a clean vibe. Well, that's good and all, but most likely if you're buying your first home, you're focused on your career, you're focused on your friends, you're focused on dating, partying, and not taking care of the exterior of your home. Stucco requires a lot of care, even if it's done effectively and done well, which a lot of the homes in the Loop are thrown up very quickly and not done well. But even if it is done well, these homes require soft washing, painting, caulking, at least every couple to few years to make sure that you don't get cracks or windows pull away. All of a sudden you've got moisture in the stucco. Let me explain what happens to stucco that is not properly maintained. If you get a little crack around your window, if you get a little crack in your balcony, or the flashing in your balcony isn't appropriately done, water starts to get into the stucco. The thing about stucco is it's non-porous. You can't get water out. And with Houston's hot and humid climate, once the water gets in, it stays there, it stays warm, it attaches your studs. Slowly but surely, your studs begin to deteriorate. And before too long, your home might look good from the outside, but it's not being held up by anything because your studs have rotted away over time. Scary, I know. You can call me and I can elaborate on that. I sell plenty of stucco homes, but I want to make sure that you know what you're getting into if you do. But for now, that is Steve's quinfecta of buying your first home in the Loop in Houston, Texas. If you have questions on any of these or others, we're always here. I'm Steve Kinne with the Kinne Group.